So a question that I get asked literally all the time on consultation calls, on coaching calls, on anything is how do I revive my dying channel, or is my channel dying? How do I fix this? Why are my numbers downtrending? And I'm going to give you a few different answers for how you can fix this very, very easily. In my opinion, the dying channel thing existing is a limiting belief. I don't believe that there is such a thing as a dead or dying channel unless you purposefully kill it ongoing. Like I'm saying you could have purposely killed it in the past, but unless you're purposely killing it on purpose right here, right now, there is no such thing as a dying or dead channel. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. And if you feel like your channel is dying, your YouTube channel is dying, then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. First, I'm going to start off with some things that a lot of other people talk about. And then I'm going to try to get into some things that I don't see anybody talking about that are very, very obvious and probably the biggest needle moving things that you can possibly do if your channel is dying or you're just not seeing the numbers that you want to be seeing on YouTube in general. Anyway, let's first start off with the things that are a little bit more surface level and things that you might have heard other people say that I'll try to break down a little bit more than other people break them down. So things that things that people do often that I see, my students, non-students, just people within my competition on YouTube, a lot of times I'll see them doing this stuff. Number one, they'll have an idea for their channel. They'll have a niche that they chose. And then randomly, like I see some of my students doing this and it pisses me off. And I'm sorry if you guys are watching this, I'm sure you are, and you're going to feel called out by this. I don't mean to be an asshole, but it's just the truth. And you guys know, I call you out on the group calls and everything like that. But they'll post things like let's say that, for example, you have a basketball channel and you're posting basketball, and then randomly you post a vlog of you cooking. That's going to hurt the numbers, like that alone. Now imagine something that I see happen very, very often is you post basketball. Those don't do well. They do okay, whatever. Then you post a cooking vlog and that goes viral. Your channel is dead because now you just got 20,000 new subscribers from your cooking vlog that are wanting to see more cooking vlogs, but your channel is a basketball channel. So going forward, everyone who subscribed from that cooking vlog is now going to see the basketball content and not click, which is not only going to have your subscribers not click on the video, which obviously you're not going to get any views from, but they're all going to be shown those videos because they showed interest in your channel in the past by subscribing, by liking, by watching your cooking vlog. And now they're not going to click on your videos, which is going to hurt the CTR. If they do click, they're going to realize this isn't a cooking vlog. What the hell is this? They're going to click off, hurts your watch time, your average view duration. It's a mess and it's going to take some work to revive it, but it's not dead. It can be revived. And I'm going to tell you how later on in the video, but that's a mistake that I see literally all the time. Like that's probably the biggest killer of channels is posting off-topic stuff. Number two is giving up too quickly. Like you're not, people ask me on coaching calls all the time, what's the best niche? Is this niche good? Is this niche bad? The answer is the niche is never the problem and the niche is never the solution. The best niche that you can choose is the one that you're going to stick to for 6 months. That's the best niche that you can choose. I tell everybody within the program that you have all the strategies within the program to make any niche work. If you know the right strategies for YouTube, and if you have a proven strategy like I have that's worked for hundreds and hundreds of channels at this point, for my own and students, it's going to work no matter which niche you choose. I don't care what CPM, RPM you find, whatever niche that you have, it's going to work. It will work. It's just sticking to it and sticking to the plan and not pivoting and not thinking that the grass is greener all the time. That's going to kill your channel. If you post basketball videos for 4 videos in a row, you get no views and decide that it's the niche that's the problem, and then you hop to gardening, then it's still going to be no views and you're just going to keep hopping niches and never be able to gain any sort of real momentum. So those are the two main things that I see technical wise. And then obviously like the easy ones, like your thumbnails and titles aren't good enough and you just happen to have one random video that was good on accident that went viral and then you got a bunch of views from that, and now you think that you're entitled to all those views going forward because you had one video pop off that's good, but you're not actually good at YouTube yet. You just kind of got lucky and now you feel entitled to those views, and now you feel like your channel is dying and it's out of your control. It's not out of your control. You just need to get better. It's a skill issue at the end of the day. You need to get an actual proven strategy in place if you want to have consistent results. Okay, now let's get into the real stuff, the stuff that you probably came here for, so that we're not talking about the cookie cutter advice that everybody else gives. Here's the real stuff that I share within my coaching calls. So we recently had this call. I've been kind of going through this on my example channel that I show everyone, the Justin Reloaded channel, where there was a down period. Now we've definitely bounced back from that down period now, but there was a down period of like 2 weeks. And I don't care who you are. You can be a YouTube coach. You can be a complete beginner. It's easy to say on the outside looking in, when you're looking at a channel that is not performing as you expect it to perform, to say, oh dude, it's fine. Like, it's going to bounce back. You've done it. Like, I have made so many successful channels, and it still gets to you whenever a channel is performing poorly. Trust me. It's very helpful to have a community of people around you that have also gone through those struggles. It's priceless. Like, literally. Like, you know, people pay me to get inside the coaching program, but that program helps me so much because I get to be around other YouTubers who are succeeding, and also some YouTubers who are going through struggles as well. So going through that little down period, I would share that the channel's going through a little down period, and that it's getting to me a little bit. You know, you start having thoughts. Everybody starts having these thoughts. I don't care how experienced you are. You know, you could be Mr. Beast. If he has a down period, he's going to start having some doubts and stuff. So people would tell me, dude, it's fine. Like, these strategies have worked for all of us. It's worked for you a ton in the past. Like, you have nothing to worry about. You're going to be fine going forward. The channel's going to be fine, whatever. And it ended up being fine. You know, like I said, it bounced back now, but during that time period, it's a scary time. You don't know what's going to happen. And I don't envy anyone who's going through the situation ever. It's a tough one. But luckily, I had a group of people who would tell me, and also have a vast network of very, very successful YouTubers who I talk to, and they're like, yeah, that happens all the time, man. You just got to keep your head down, keep putting the inputs in, and not worry about the outputs. Like, you know what inputs work, just keep doing them over and over again, and it'll bounce back. You know, it's part of the game, and it is, 100% it is. Here's how you avoid it at all costs, though. You know, here's how you avoid, as much as you can, here's how you avoid those down periods. So whenever I was going through the down period, I took it as a time to actually deep dive into it and figure out, why is this happening? Because I've always gone through these periods, and I always know when it's the up time, I know that the down time is coming in the future, and vice versa. But why? I've never really thought of why. I always just knew that it was coming. And I actually figured out why, I think. And I think this is going to help you, a lot of you, revive your dead YouTube channels or avoid your dying YouTube channel in the future. So whenever I figured things out, and I see this within my students as well, there was a period of time on that Justin Reloaded channel that I literally couldn't miss. Everything that I posted was 100K to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million views. Everything that I posted. It was crazy. It was a crazy time period. And I got into these patterns of titling videos that just worked every single time. And so whenever that period comes, that up period, and that period where it's just like, man, everything that I'm touching turns to gold, I can't miss, that you're going to form some habits in that time period. And this is what you have to avoid. So for example, there was this one video, it was called Joe Rogan destroys Whoopi Goldberg for insane statement on The View, or something like that, or for insane statement. That video got like 2 million views. Everybody was copying the title. And I started to reuse that same title template over and over and over again. And that's what you have to avoid, is forming habits like that. You have to continue to do what got you to that up period in the first place. I'm sorry that I look all washed out right now, but it doesn't really matter. It's about the value that I'm giving you. It's the sun keeps going behind the clouds and then out the clouds, whatever. You have to continue to do what got you to the place that you are in with the uptrend. So if you get to that uptrend period and you start to coast, there is no such thing as coasting in entrepreneurship. There's no such thing as staying the same in entrepreneurship. If you're not moving forward all the time, you are moving backwards. The law of entropy. You're always moving backwards if you're not moving forward. So you have to continue to improve. You can't just say, oh, this template works, I'm just going to stick with this forever and ever. I'm not saying to abandon it completely. Obviously, if something's working, continue to use it, but continue to improve upon it. Just like you did when you were trying to get to the uptrend period. You have to stay on attack mode at all times. This is why the downtrend is always coming, because people let their foot off the gas. Your foot has to be on the gas at all times. I can't tell you how often, literally yesterday this happened, okay? How often I'll post a video, it absolutely pops off, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should just hold my other video that I have planned for today and post it tomorrow. And then I have to convince myself, even though it seems like I can kind of mental gymnastics my way into thinking that it's logical for me to hold that video for analytical reasons. I'm not going to go into why, but it's better, even if it somewhat hurts me in the slightest, to post that second video. It might hurt the performance of the first video. I'm going to do it just to tell my mind we are in attack mode. We are 100% in attack mode. And it's so easy during the uptrends to fall into, coasting mode and not attack mode anymore. You're not trying to experiment with new thumbnail, templates. You're not trying to improve your thumbnails anymore. You're just copy and pasting the same template over and over again. Same thing with titles, same thing with video topics, same thing with your actual performance within the video, the value you're providing, whatever. You get into coast mode, you're not in attack mode. You're not doing what got you to the uptrend originally anymore. And I'm not saying, like, what people will take that literally, where I'm saying keep doing what got you there. But you could take that as, oh, keep reusing the same exact title templates over and over again. No, I'm saying what got you there is you innovating and improving relentlessly. That's what got you there. Continue to do that. Even when you're at your peak, continue to do that. Continue to innovate and improve relentlessly on your titles, your thumbnails, everything. Stop coasting when one thing goes well. When you have one good month, stop coasting, because you're going to see a massive crash if you start coasting. You might not see it initially, you might not see it immediately, but it will come. Trust me. Like I said, there is no such thing as coasting in entrepreneurship or the YouTube game. There's no such thing as coasting on a YouTube channel. You're either moving forward aggressively or you're falling behind. You're moving backward. So how do you actually stay in attack mode? Well, personally, what I do is, like I said earlier, my brain always tries to play tricks on me to get me into coast mode. So I post one video, it pops off, it does really well. My brain starts to tell me, cool, we can hold our next video for tomorrow so we don't have to do as much work tomorrow. What I do is immediately send the signal to my brain that no, we are in 100% attack mode right now by posting that second video, no questions asked. And this goes for everything in life. Days where I don't feel like going to the gym and it's not supposed to be a rest day, I have no injuries, I just don't feel like going. No, we're going to the gym, dude, because we are in attack mode all the time. Days where I want to cheat on my diet. No, dude, we're not cheating on your diet. We're on attack mode. We're trying to get shredded, trying to be in the best shape possible at all times. We're in full attack mode. That's when my life changed, when I entered attack mode in all areas of life. That's for another video though. But that's how you avoid a dying YouTube channel, is you stay in attack mode. You continue to do what got you to the top. You continue to innovate and improve aggressively. Another way that I do this is by investing in new mentors all the time. Before I hopped on this call, right here, right now, literally seconds before I hopped on, not on this call, on this video, I was on a call with my new mentor who I just paid right before I got on this video, $7,500. That's like 3 times as much as I made monthly at my old job, my last job that I worked. It's crazy. If I would have made that purchase, and I don't say this to flex, I just say this is what happens when you stay in attack mode for so long. If I made that purchase before, a year or two ago, that would have hurt. Now I don't feel anything when that goes away. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything when that amount comes in. I don't feel anything when that amount goes away, because money's supposed to flow. That's another thing that holds people back, is they hold on to their money so much. I'm going to come back to that in a second. But investing in new mentors is always going to keep you in attack mode, because it's not enough for a lot of people to just want to get out of the situation that they're in. It's not enough for some people to just want to provide more to their family. That's not enough, because guess what? If you're a little bit above average, if you make $150K a year, which is in today's climate, in today's economy, it's not much. You're praised and you're not doing that bad. Like people are going to tell you that you're doing good because you're doing better than all the average people out there who don't want to do better for their life. So you're not going to want it bad enough to actually succeed at YouTube. You have to put skin in the game. You have to. You just have to. If you actually want to see real results really quickly, you have to put skin in the game. You have to. If you want to continue to aggressively improve and never coast and never have a dying YouTube channel and never fail at entrepreneurship, or not never fail, but not fail across your entire lifetime at entrepreneurship, because you will if you don't have skin in the game or you don't have some crazy motivation within you that never wavers, you're going to fail, So that's another thing that I do, is I invest in mentors over and over and over again. For a long time, it was business, business, business. Now I'm venturing off into other things that are outside of business, which is the advice that I give to my students as well. They'll ask me, they'll come to me and be like, dude, I have a successful YouTube channel or a couple now. I'm making, 5, 10, 15K a month. I'm able to quit my job. But what's next? Every single time I tell them, you need to go invest in another mentor. You can't just stay here. You can't just stay with me in this comfort zone, because now everybody who's in the community, they're all best friends with them. And they've kind of learned everything that they can learn from each other. Yes, they can continue to go through the journey with each other. And as one person goes through downs, the other one's going through ups. They can pick each other up, continue to motivate each other. Yeah. But you want to upgrade your network and the mentors that you have every single chance that you get, when it makes sense to, and if you're not working for yourself, it makes sense to right now. So I help people who aren't really making anything on YouTube quit their jobs and go full-time on YouTube. That's what I help people do. And then once they do that, They come to me and they say, what's the next step? Well, dude, if you're fat, if you're out of shape, you need to go hire a fitness coach. You need to. No questions asked. Like, you need to leave the comfort zone of just this YouTube world that you've now, not mastered, but you're doing pretty damn well. You're able to quit your job, making 10K a month. Go get in the best shape of your life. Go hire a new mentor. Go get around other people who are in that community who are jacked. I guarantee you're showing up to calls every single day with your jacked mentor who is yelling at you that you need to do your push-ups and hit your calorie intake, and all the other students in there who are, part of that mentorship who are also jacked and on their road, and they're hitting their calorie intake or they're hitting their protein and they're working out every single day. I guarantee you're going to enter attack mode pretty quickly. The same thing goes for YouTube. You join a YouTube community where you have all the strategies that you need to grow. Everybody else inside is killing it, is making a ton of money, getting a ton of views, a ton of subscribers, blowing their channels up. You're going to enter attack mode really quick, because not only do you not want to be the odd one out and you don't want to, be the only one who's not succeeding, but also you see it's possible. You see it's right there. Not just me, but you see everybody else succeeding with the same strategies. It's like, how can you not succeed in that environment? And you need to, once you figure out the money issue, because I think that should be first, once you become financially free, you need to continue on that attack mode. That's the mindset I have. That's what keeps me in attack mode. And even when I invest outside of business into new mentors and new communities and stuff like that, it keeps me in attack mode in business too. It goes for everything. How you do everything, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? If you're in attack mode in one area, it's a lot more likely that you'll be in attack mode in other areas. So continue investing in new mentors. Another thing that I see people do that absolutely kills their YouTube channels is they make a bunch of money. I see this from my students all the time, and they don't reinvest it into their self. They go buy a car or a watch or some stupid shit. I like to buy cars and watches. I like to buy cars. I'll just put it that way. And I love cars. They're fun. But what I do every single month is I take 10% of my earnings and I tithe it. I like to give to charity. So, this month I donated to, I think it was ASPCA. It was some animal hospital or something. I like animals, I have a soft spot for animals. So I donate to animal shelters and stuff like that. And just whatever. I like to donate to charity with 10% of my money. Another 10% I set aside for education, reinvesting into myself, whether that's fitness, it's always a mentorship or a community or something like that. So that's another 10%. And then the other amount of money that I have, I'm naturally a pretty frugal person. I'm naturally not a big spender when it comes to I've never really cared about fancy clothes, or I honestly never cared about cars until I could actually afford them. And now I have a problem, but I don't care about watches or jewelry or anything like that. So for the rest of the money, I'm kind of reinvesting back into the business a lot. And a big mistake that I see people make is not reinvesting into themselves. They make this money from their 9 to 5 and then they go buy clothes or buy something stupid. It's like, dude, go invest into something that can make you more money. And with that money, continue to reinvest until you have the life that you actually want, until you're free from that dumbass job where you have to ask someone to take vacation time. Dude, you only have one life. You have one life. Do you want to spend your entire life that you have, this one life that you have, asking people when you can take off of work? Or do you want to create a life where you never want to take off of work? I never take a day off. I could take a month off. I could take a year off if I wanted to and be fine. I don't want to. I don't want to take a single day off. Why the hell would I want to do that? I worked hard to create this life, that I actually want to show up to every day. And I think everybody needs to do that. You only have one, So enter attack mode. And that's how you stop your dying YouTube. That's how you stop your YouTube channel from dying. And that's how you revive your dying YouTube channel, is get back into attack mode, aggressive attack mode. Money does not need to be sitting in your bank account. It's called currency for a reason. It needs to flow. What happens to a pond when it's stagnant? It gets all green and slimy and nasty. It needs to be like a river, like a river rapids. It needs to be flowing all the time. That's why it's called currency. You need to reinvest that money into your education. If you're still working 9 to 5 and you're totally relying on that, you need to take that money that you're making from there and invest it into something that can make you money to become financially free. Once you're financially free, you need to take that money and invest it into somewhere that can get you into good shape if you're not in good shape already. And then whatever, fill the gaps over and over again. Take the money, reinvest it, fill the gaps every single time, every month. I'm still doing this. That's what keeps me in attack mode. I felt very comfortable in the situation that I've been in the last few months. I knew something needs to change. So I just invested in a mentor that is totally out of the norm of what I would do. And I'm not going to say what it is yet. Maybe I'll say it in the future. I don't like to say things that I'm doing until I'm actually done them. But It's something that totally out of the norm from what I would do. It's totally out of my comfort zone. And it's getting me into attack mode. I just sent the money and I already feel like I'm ready to go. Like already feel, and not just with that thing that I invested in, with everything. So I hopped on this video and started recording. It's like when you invest into a mentor or a community or in yourself, wherever it is, it just gives you a shot in the arm. Like, dude, I'm ready to go. And then when it actually has substance to it, like when people join my program and it actually has substance to it, you actually get good strategies out of it, a good community to help you out. It's just a game changer, man. It's a life changer. Literally, man. So how you stop a dying YouTube channel? How you stop a YouTube channel from dying? How do you revive a dead YouTube channel? You get back into aggressive attack mode. Improving and innovating aggressively. Your topics, titles, thumbnails, timing, all of that. You stay on that and you continue to do the things that got you to the top. And I don't mean use the same titles and thumbnails. I mean improving aggressively in all areas of life. That's how you do it. Hopefully this helped out. Hopefully this wasn't the same cookie cutter advice that everybody else gives you and it actually taught you something rather than just regurgitating the same talking points that everybody else says. Let me know in the comments if it was helpful. If you want to see about joining, you can go ahead and click the link in the description, book a call. We can see if you'd be a good fit for my coaching program if you're interested. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hope to see you guys on the next one.